So I wanted to discuss New Year's resolutions, but bad resolutions.
Like when the internet is just keeps buffering the movie.
That's low resolutions.
Ah, yep. Oh, well.
That's different. But there could be bad resolutions. You know, regular resolutions are like 1280 by 720 or like 1920 by 1080. But there could be a bad resolution like 1437 by 3. That would be a bad resolution. That would basically just be a line on your screen. That's a bad resolution. But I was thinking more like, what would the worst New Year's resolutions be? So a really bad one for me would be like, next year I'm going to sit even more than I already do. You can always come up with, well, how can I make something better? How can I improve my life? But how can you make your life worse? That's what I want to know. How can you resolve to make things worse in your life for 2026? I find that idea funny. Maybe it's not funny at all, but maybe it's just a huge downer. I think I can sit more. I can play more video games. I can continue to not do stand-up. I think that would be really a great way to spend 2026. And I can just let my mind rot on horrible AI videos and stuff like that. How about you? How would you make your life worse in 2026?
Become a Republican.
Would that make your life worse?
Yes, because I couldn't live with myself.
Yeah, but there's something about, all for me about being a Republican that is kind of refreshing. It's like, wow, that's selfish, but hey, at least you're honest with yourself. You know what I mean? I sort of admire that. Well, no, I don't care about other people. And no, I don't want those people here. More for me, less for you. And if that makes you happy in the end, then hey, maybe you would have a better 2026. But
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Let me see. I think if I wanted to make my life worse, just quit my job and not get another one.
That can make things very difficult.
Spend all my money on scratchers.
That is likely to make your life worse. There is a slim chance that it would make your life significantly better.
That's what resolutions are about, right? Like you think that it'll come to pass. Oh, if I go to the gym, I'll get more ripped. No, you might get an injury. There's always a chance that things could be the opposite of the way that you're envisioning them.
Not if I just sit more. If I resolve to sit more, that will just make everything worse.
Maybe you'll go in the Guinness Book of World Records.
For sitting the most? Person to sit the most. The record goes to Ben Steinberg of Los Angeles, California.
Dude, if you went everywhere in an office chair, that's got to be some sort of record. Like most time spent in an office chair consecutively. You strap yourself in and then you just like fall back on the bed so you can like, sleep horizontally, but you're still in the office chair,
Well, then your legs would have to fall to the side of the chair. So you'd sort of be starfished on the bed with your legs straddling the seat of the chair.
Well, you could strap your legs to the front.
Oh, I see. You'd still be in
Sleeping
sort of
L.
a seating position.
Yeah.
But you'd be sleeping.
We could roll on the side too.
Yeah, you could roll over and you'd still be in the L shape.
But that's like a classic sleeping position is the L shape on your side.
Right. Less classic, though, with a full office chair attached to you. I could see that being a problem, but something that might be worth trying in 2026 just to end the monotony. What if I was strapped to a chair? How much worse would my life be? And then you realize, oh, my life could always be worse than it is right now. Just sitting. I could be strapped to something and sitting. And that's a silver lining. What other horrible resolutions do you think one can make for next year?
Well, what I wanted to get into was I wanted to do more of a retrospective look back at 2025.
Oh, sure.
Than be sad.
Oh,
with your topic.
No, I won't allow that. No, let's go for it. Cool. 2025, we can add ISIS attacks in Nigeria to that, so that's good. There you go. That's fun.
I believe Trump finished that war already.
Right.
Personally, he went there personally, and he blew up ISIS.
If ISIS is in Nigeria, then they're not in Iraq and Syria. So they should just really be ISNA, Islamic State in Nigeria. ISIN.
Should be ISBN. Islamic State be in Nigeria.
Nigeria. Islamic State be in Nigeria. That is how Trump was told about what was happening in Nigeria. Someone came up to him and he was like, yo, Trump, I think Islamic State be in Nigeria, bro.
He's like, oh my God, have you seen the backs of these books? They've got the Islamic State on them.
Someone bombed this library. It's got ISIS in it. There's ISIS in our libraries. Okay, so a retrospective on 2025. What other?
Yeah, things that we've learned, things that we can do better, you know, maybe specifically centered on this podcast in general, or, you know, the life that you've presumably lived.
Right. Well, that would sort of be good New Year's resolutions for next year, and I find that generic and
Well, it's not a resolution, it's a retrospective.
right. But a retrospective is sort of implying, well, here's what we'll do better next year, and I can make no
It's
guarantees.
not. We don't have to do anything better. We just have to know that we're not doing it well.
Oh, we have to. Okay. Well, see, that sounds like more of a bummer than talking about bad resolutions next year, which are theoretical in nature, as opposed to, oh, here's a autopsy of everything that went wrong. I could also resolve to do heroin next year, and that would be unrelated to anything I do right now.
Well, you got the time for it. Give it a shot.
All right, so let's do a retrospective 2025.
Retrospective 2025. This is unusable.
What were you thinking?
Oh, I'm supposed to think of stuff.
Hey, this was your idea, man.
You know, I think 2025, lots of things happened. Nothing specific.
Brilliant content, dude. Okay. I'm glad we stopped my train of thought for this. It was promising, retrospective, go. Things happened.
Yeah. You know, this podcast, I think, has grown a lot since its debut in July of 2025. Things I've learned, not everything's funny.
That's Comedy 101.
Comedy 101, but sometimes you do just have to try things and get through the unfunny parts to get to the meat and potatoes, unless you're vegan, then the tempeh and potatoes of the comedic bit, I guess. And we'll find that in this episode at some point. Lord willing. She did an album called Heroin.
Pure heroin.
Yeah.
Right, but it's Heroine. Okay, yes, that is how comedy works, unfortunately, is not everything is funny. In fact, most things are not funny. I often have to edit out long swaths or swathes of unfunny things, or things I'm like, well, that made no sense. I shouldn't have said any of that. Just get rid of it. And that's what comedy is oftentimes, is just cutting the unfunny stuff and just keeping the funny stuff in. And the barest of threads necessary in order to connect one funny idea to another funny idea.
Most threads are very thin in nature.
Right, but like I can be editing and I'll be like, okay, well, there's this whole, say, paragraph that I've said that connects one idea to another, and I can edit it down to one sentence said in that paragraph. And that can be enough to connect the previous idea to the next one. That's something interesting that I have learned, is that there's just, sometimes you just need almost nothing in order to connect two ideas. And sometimes if they seem unconnected, if you force them to seem connected, that works too.
That's my life. That's how I do it.
Is you just act like they are similar ideas, and whoever's listening will just go along with it. And if I play it back, I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot I edited that completely, but it still works just because they don't know what was supposed to be there or what was there before. I don't know. What else do you think?
You know, I've learned that trust your feelings sometimes and not your thoughts.
Right. Sometimes it's good to just say something rather than to be worried about whether you should have said it or not. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah. If you see something, say something.
If you see something. But if you think something,
keep it to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. If you see something, say something. But if you think something, it might be nothing. If you think something, it's nothing. That's how I'm going to go about 2026. The things I think will not be said. The things I feel will be said in confession to my local priest.
I love going to local priests. It's really how you get nice and touchy-feely.
Yeah, sometimes a priest feels you up and you're like, this is the most affection I've experienced in a minute. While it's not exactly wanted or desired, I think it will eventually in time come to be appreciated. And I will look back on this moment and go, hey, I felt desired for a brief moment in time.
And he'll be appreciated to come. You know, I'm a Catholic lick you like a lollipop, is what they say.
Is that in the Bible?
John Luke Picard, chapter 4, verse 69.
Chapter 420. Chapter 69, verse 420. I'm a Catholic, lick like you lick you like a lolly. I messed it up. Whatever. I'm just repeating. I've fallen into the whole repeating what you were saying back to you thing. So, and repeating it in a worse way. For the last several episodes, I've been good about not doing that. I've been good about having my own stuff that falls flat on its face rather than trying to just repeat something good that you said. So, I do appreciate you sending me an album by Reggie Watts that he put out on, what's it called? Qobuz? Qobuz?
Yeah, that's the new music service that I'm trying to checking out, turning to get off of Spotify and their drone money.
Right, and you expect me to download Qobuz?
No,
and then
I was just
sign
too
into
lazy
Qobuz.
to go to the Google and type all that in and then send you a link to like YouTube or something. I was just like, well, whatever. You can see the title. It's fine.
So as a result, I had to go and Google it, go to YouTube, look up Reggie Watts, and then not listen to that. But thank you for sending me a link to a app that I'm not going to use. Because just like AI slop, which I have resolved to embrace, I'm going to embrace what's his name's Spotify founder's investment in AI drones. You know, I'm just going to embrace it. I'm just going to be like, yeah.
His name is Hans Gruber.
I did watch Die Hard the other night with my parents. If what's his name ends up taking me out with one of his AI drones that he invested in using Spotify money, that would be hilarious. I'd find that actually very funny.
What would you be listening to as you get carpet bombed?
Highway to Hell or Flight of the Valkyries, you know, bum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum bum.
Lovely, what's his name? Frank Wagner, Gustav Wagner, something Wagner.
I'm not sure who wrote Flight of the Valkyries. I can look it up, but it also doesn't really matter.
Well, we always do our own research here at This Is Unusable.
Here's my question. Why do you keep saying that we always do our own research here? I don't quite understand it.
Because typing things into Google and then reading them off is very lame. So I'm trying to get through that with a blanket of like, oh, this is all performative, just so you guys know. This to make a little joke about it, because it's like you're clickety clacking and fucking reading Google.
Gotcha. See, you've said it so many times, and I've just sort of accepted. Okay, I guess that's sort of a bit that you say, but I never really understood it. Now I understand what you're saying. It's not going to stop me from Googling things, but
and it won't stop me from saying that exact phrase. Look, everybody needs catchphrases. That's how all good shows work.
Is that how all good shows work?
All of the good shows. Dynamite, you know, that's the only good show, really. Good Times.
What were we even talking about? Oh, right. Yes. Founder of Spotify, guy with the Scandinavian sounding name. Take me out with your drone, please. That would be the ultimate irony.
His name was Franz Ferdinand.
Franz Ferdinand, Take Me Out.
That's what I'd listen to, yeah.
Well, Take Me Out also sounds like the music video makes it clear, very clear, you know, take me out like with a gun or something like that. I think Take Me Out on a Date. That could be the theme song to dating apps. Take me out.
It's like when they did the Nathaniel Rateliff song for the Lipton iced tea. It's like,
it's exactly like
give
that.
me a drink. It's like, man, you guys did not listen to this song, huh?
It's exactly like when Nathaniel Rateliff did the theme song to Lipton iced tea. I was going to say those exact words, but you beat me to it. And it just goes to show that great minds think of Nathaniel Rateliff doing the Lipton iced tea commercial.
And the Night Sweats. I mean, it was in the band's name already.
I don't know what you're talking about. That is a fertile ground, though. What song do we want to be bombed to? And what would be most enjoyable for the person doing the bombing? Because they're a part of this, too, so you want them to enjoy themselves as well.
You absolutely do. Maybe I'll listen to God Must Be Doing Cocaine.
Who's that by?
Charlotte something.
Okay. I have to look up who founded Spotify. Daniel Georg Ek.
Ek versus Sever.
Or
one of my favorite movies.
Daniel George Ek, Swedish businessman and technologist, worth $8.7 billion, A man has no hair but rose above it. I admire that. I'm even more likely to let him bomb me now with his AI drones because I'd be happy to watch a fellow bald guy succeed like that.
Yeah. Look, history is definitely not littered with the bodies of short, bald dictators.
Like not Mussolini and not Mao Zedong.
Not Franco.
Was Franco bald?
Probably.
Such an asshole that he was probably bald too. Is that what you're saying? He was such a piece of shit. The only way a person could be that much of a piece of shit is if they had no hair. That's how I feel about bald people.
No, he was a fantastic leader. He only killed just enough people to make things work properly.
Work probably?
Properly. And yeah, he was a great orator.
He was kind of bald by the end.
With great power comes less hair. That's the Spider-Man way.
Superman too, Lex Luthor.
Ooh, I'd listen to that song, Kryptonite by Three Doors Down.
I don't like that song very much.
Well, you'll like it for the last 4 seconds of your life.
Oh, that would be a horrible way to spend the last 4 seconds of my life. I'd be thinking to myself, oh, not this song. And then I'd just get blown to nothing.
What's the other song? I can't stand to fly. I'm not that naive. Men want men to ride with hand between their knees. I'm more than a bird. I'm more than a plane. I'm more than some silly face beside a train. And it's not easy to be me.
That sounds like the greatest song in the world, based on your rendition of it. What is that glass that your Mr. Skeleton is holding? Is that a snifter?
This is the only glass that would fit in his hand and not break.
He's dressed better than I am, this skeleton. He's wearing a tie with flowers on it. I'm just wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, okay. Well, Holiday Harry loves coming out for the holidays. He only gets to do it, 4 to 10 times a year, depending on what religion or nationality you are.
I'm actually thinking of converting to Zoroastrianism.
I've never even heard of it. So it has Antonio Banderas and
the mask of Zoroastrianism. Well, you took it somewhere that was better than anywhere I could have gone with it because I don't know anything about Zoroastrianism.
Got ass in it. That means it's good.
Antonio Banderas is
He also, in the movie, Daniel Ek versus Sever.
Ballistic X versus Sever. Ballistic X versus Sever. That by the famous horrible film director, I think it's Uwe Boll. I saw a Roger Ebert review of the movie Ballistic X versus Sever. The only thing I remember from his review of that was he described it as unusually bad, which is an amazing description of a film because you can say terrible, you can say bad, but unusually bad is something reserved for a piece of art that is of no merit whatsoever. Unusually bad.
So it is unusually bad.
Yes, it is. That's a good way of putting it.
Like, he's seen so many movies by that point, and even by his standards of terrible movies, this one was unusual.
Probably because they had an amazing cast and, enough budget to actually cobble together a decent film and somehow completely miss the mark in every single aspect.
Just like how this episode is unusably bad. Get it? Unusually bad? Unusably bad? Although I don't think this is an unusable episode. Far from it, in fact.
I'd like to celebrate half a year of unusableness and the coming year with you, Ben, with a little champagne. Cheers be unto you. Ben, it's been a great year, a very unusable year for yours truly. To all you unusable, what are the terms for our 2.5 fans, actually? 4 was way too many. Our 2.5 fans out there, what do we call you guys?
Idiots.
Unusabilities.
Just unusables. Untouchables?
Unfuckables.
Unfuckables.
Our unusabuddies.
There you go, unusable.
All right. Thank you to all our unusabuddies out there for a absolutely tremendous whatever you did. I don't know. You were there, probably.
Yeah.
You were wherever you were, and we thank you for doing that.
I raised this salt shaker to you.
To 2026, and may the law of averages, average.
That was the final 2025 episode of This Is Unusable. Thank you so much for watching. We have 26 subscribers. Going into 2026, we got 26 subscribers, so that's pretty good.
Can't wait to lose them all. Let's get down to 3 because I know I'm not unsubscribing.
What would it take for us to lose 23 subscribers who are probably not even watching anyway? What would it take?
Lots of Kanye style shenanigans.
Yes. It would get us more subscribers. Whatever those shenanigans are would get us people
Yes.
as opposed to lose us people. There's nothing we could do that would make us lose any number of meaningful subscribers, at least not at this point. So, nowhere to go but up.
Peace be upon you. May your journeys take you to where you want to be, and may you interact with only people you want to interact with in the coming year.
And I'm hoping the opposite of that. So
Perfect. Thank you, Ben. As always, we need to counterbalance each other. So this has been This Is Unusable. I've been Tyler Martin of 2025. Next year, you'll see Tyler Martin of 2026. A new calendar and hopefully a new Ballistic X versus Sever movie, everybody.
that's on my 2026 bingo card. I'm Ben Steinberg. This is Unusable.
Unusually bad. Yes.